And then welcome back to The Good Show, powered by the lovely people at ASUS. And we're going to be going into all the other news, which might be a little bit quicker, because even if we talk about Dota 2, it was at ESWC, we can't just do the whole conversation again. Unless
we could, but that's boring.
Oh, you could just add that Navi complained about lag and admins. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. First thing in Dota 2, Navi complained about lag.
I read a lot of the comments on Join Dota about the ESWC Dota tournament. They were like flaming Join Dota and the ESWC, I mean, for even covering the tournament. Like, why?
Well, one thing that kind of sucked and that I liked DreamHack a lot is that you couldn't actually watch what was going on. Like there were two screens, yeah, but there were just random games going on. Like it was near impossible to follow the actual games if you wanted to follow somebody in particular or anything like that. Damn near impossible. So to keep track of the actual tournament, apart from what was going on the main stage, real pain in the ass for ESWC. Last thing we'll say about ESWC. Hi.
Yeah. We done?
We're done.
Hellspawn likes it. Says it was better than last year.
Okay, no. I just have to put some part positive or explain why it is
the way it is.
I don't think it's a good event.
Fuck France.
That's just. I think most events.
Would you like to see it again next year, Hellspawn? Would you like another ESWC to come back? And
I'm sure it's going to happen.
Would you like to? Would you like it?
Yeah, of course. It's really good to have good events in France.
Iron Squid?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, I guess.
I mean,
I'm uncommissioning ESWC.
You need to see what people are doing, though, because I think ESWC is all about one main stage, 4,000 people in the crowd watching that main stage.
French audience, French sponsors.
The rest is just getting to the main stage part. I think that's their belief in it.
Whatever. So let's continue on. Victory Cat did come down, by the way. She gave you an evil stare, Newman. You might have saw.
And she left. She could smell my dominance.
She could smell fear.
My dominance.
Yeah.
My God.
Let's get into Dota 2 then. So there's lots going on in Dota 2. I'll go through this. There's lots of results. Thanks for MetaB for throwing it in, and also the other people in the community that do contribute as well on our subreddit. Diatide was released, a bit of a Halloween mod where you had to collect candy, fight Roshan, and you can get shit from it. Lots of people played it. It was quite fun. Novelty obviously did wear off, I guess, pretty quickly, but
I have
they
one question.
turned it into an item hunt. Yes.
Is this only event that's available for 1 week?
It's stopping at some point. I can't remember the exact date.
I think Weppas said it was 2 weeks.
That's
the 12th.
I mean, it's stupid in so many ways that you create something that is only limited for a short while.
No.
But I think it's really, really cool. I love the concept of doing it.
But then what's the stupid part
why
of
do
it?
you contradict yourself in the same
Why can't
sentence?
we have Halloween all year round? Then I can wear mascara.
Doing a mod that you put time into, of course, if it's great, people want to play it all the time.
Dude.
But it's really cool to... I've never seen it, more or less, that you only release a mod for such a short time.
You know, in Warcraft 3 Dota, he did the same thing.
Yeah,
winter maps, special events.
Yeah.
I didn't follow
apparently,
Dota, sorry.
Scriff saying in Warcraft 3 Dota they did the same thing, Ice Frog, etc. But I think it was good in terms of it was fun, and I think actually people, because there were special chests with items in there, and I'm sure people spent a little bit more money and the player base probably was a little bit more active when it released. So whatever, Diatide there for Dota 2. It's Gosu announces Asia Madness $5,000 prize pool with $2,500 to the winner. So you can go check that out on a website.
Another moronic tournament doing 50% of prize money to the winner. It's stupid. Should be 30% or less.
Yeah, charity or not.
Is that your opinion or Digi's?
That's my opinion. That's fact.
It's fact. Have you seen our arenas when we did them? 100% prize money to the winner.
Yeah, shitty.
What do you think about that?
Shitty. It's horrible.
Why?
I mean,
Why should I reward losers?
It's like an hour conversation. You're not helping developing esports.
We've had this
You
conversation.
ever heard about Highlander? There can be only one. The loser gets the head chopped off.
I was thinking
The winner
more
takes
like-
that was the point of the arena.
Exactly, we were talking about that. It was more like gladiators, okay.
Did you
only one
see
comes out
Aces
alive.
ROG? Everyone got prize money.
Yeah, that's good. How
Good.
much did the winner
Redemption.
What was I going to say? How many tournaments did Dignitas win at ESWC?
One.
One tournament.
Trackmania.
How many didn't they win? How many teams did you have to go over?
I think we had Trackmania guys going, FIFA guys going, Shootmania and Dota. I think we won 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze.
Yeah, you should take the prize money away from the silver and bronze. Fact is, that's just failure.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We'll see. We might.
We might. Yeah.
Okay, so the G
Gotta make that
League
money
switches
back.
over to Dota 2, second most prestigious league in China after the G1, apparently. And that's what I'm just reading out, guys. Give me a break. Next.
But it's really, really cool. I love it.
You love it? Hellspawn loves something.
Hellspawn loves a lot of things.
He does?
Yeah, but like seeing Dota 2 succeeding more and more in Asia already, it's really cool. And I just want to add into, I don't think it's in here, but I watched actually a Dota 2 game, the first game that I watched for a long time, and it was LGD versus DK, and wasn't that from G League stuff?
Sorry, Metaby.
The G League, that was LGD versus DK.
Metaby is updating the document saying, I never said it was the most prestigious was G1, it's Ace. Ace is the most prestigious, Metaby. Sorry.
I mean, who cares? It's another one of these Chinese leagues switching from Dota to Dota 2. It must be really good for the game, and it's good.
Okay.
But that game, anyway, LGD versus DK, 90 minutes game, one of the best games I ever seen in Dota 2 so far, and it was very defensive and a cool game. So like, you should really try to see these games, especially with the Chinese Dota, because Chinese Dota is the best Dota. So I yes,
You said that
completely
wrong.
hooked.
Yeah, we can have a look
China
at
Dota.
the. Is this G1 or G League?
G League, this one.
The G League. Alright, so we can take a look at some of the pictures from G League, just so you can see how it looks. That's very pretty. That's a bit scary.
That's a little creepy.
And
He looks pretty hype.
they don't look very happy. Look at that guy.
And what,
He doesn't have a check.
see,
He's like, where's my fucking
how
check?
much is that? That's about
Like
like
that.
4,000 euro. 200. That's about.
Oh yeah, because IG won the Dota as well, didn't they? Yeah.
So they have good prize money. I mean, the winner 200,000. That's about. Let's see, it's 200,000 Swedish crowns. So it's about
This guy works
how
out.
many euro?
That works out to about 200,000.
25,000 euro, something like that for a winner.
Okay.
So good prize money.
Yeah, and they're switching over, so it looks like keep your eye on that. Where am I going next? Document.
There's not a lot happening in Dota. I mean, I can see in the document there's lots of like smaller tournaments announced, but I think the real big one should be Star Ladder. Not paying what they should be paying.
I agree. That's in there. If
Oh,
you paid attention,
we
Newman.
get to that, Newman.
Yeah, I know.
It's
But
there.
what I'm saying is we should skip over the boring stuff and just go to Star Ladder.
You know, when you wear that T-shirt, you turn into a real dick.
Yeah, I know. That's why I do it.
What happened to your nice little?
Yeah, his sweater vests.
Yeah.
But no, he's not matching his socks either, Newman. You're slacking this week. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, let's
At least I'm wearing
continue.
socks.
Oh snap!
Oh, bird.
I don't have.
Everybody
socks.
knows
I don't
by
have
now I don't wear
have
socks in this
on
house.
either, yeah.
Come on.
Okay, so Root Gaming announces the Avian Media Dota 2 Cup, 2,000 prize pool, 1,500 to the winner. Avian Media are the people that make capture cards, right, for streaming. They seem to be getting a little bit more involved. I know they're doing stuff at DreamHack Winter as well, so it's good that they are, because this is their really big market for them, and they've been around for a little while. So that's Root Gaming announces a tournament. ATOD Show Match 2 announced. Viewers decide the end prize pool. Entertainment Tournament Reverse Draft. I'm going to click this because I don't actually know much about it. It was announced on Join Dota.
It was the first one, like 2-3 months ago.
Oh, the participants. Team Dignitas, Fnatic, MTW, Na'Vi, NextKZ, Pulse and Zero are in there, even though Zero news in Dota 2. Singh has left his team because he's emo. We'll see what happens there. Join Dota's Masters Special Edition returns, $1,000 prize pool, winner takes all. Let's have a look at that format just to see. We've got 8 teams, and it's scheduled over 3 days for a $1,000 tournament. That's a bit much playtime for, but it's single elim, so that's okay.
Like, are you looking at the site.
I'm
Maybe
looking at the
Trans
site. Yeah,
show
you can
the
bring it
site.
up. Yeah. Join Dota Masters, powered by own3d.tv. Yeah, so
Good
8 teams, and scheduled over 7th, 8th, and 9th of November. So that is tomorrow onwards. So you can watch that on own3d.tv with Join Dota, and they've got a lot of the top teams. Quite funny actually, because Navi told me once when I tried to invite him for a $1,000 tournament that we only play in things that are $3,000 and above. But then Toby's a special.
And they reconsidered.
He loves puppy, so
Well, I mean, we'll find out just how much Join Dota
Well,
and Navi get along.
Maybe they're getting
shortly.
an appearance fee.
Well,
Yeah,
who
maybe they
doesn't
are.
love Puppy? And also he's on Twitter now.
he is.
Puppy's on
Puppy's
Twitter.
on Twitter.
Cleminator.
Cleminator.
Cleminator?
Cleminator. That's
So
great.
you should follow. He's like one of the coolest guy ever in esports. Like I totally dig the guy.
It's the hair.
No, but he's interested in all kinds of esports, and he's
You know who he reminds me of a
I
little
like him.
bit? He reminds me a little bit of Fox from Quake. But more,
understand what you mean.
proactive, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like Puppy's a little bit more proactive in the scene.
But he's awesome.
So check that out. That's going to be on tomorrow onwards, and you're going to have good games there from the European scene, also some of the American teams. Dignitas will be in it as well, and Fnatic will be in it, who are doing pretty good recently as well. Fnatic in Dota 2.
Do they have which team?
Which team is that? There's
It's the
two
Fnatic
teams,
States.
They have two,
Uh,
right?
Oh, it's going to be the Fnatic US team, isn't it? Let me have a look again. Yeah, it's the Fnatic NA are going to be playing.
But how is that?
The other one isn't doing that
It's
well.
like Tabasco, I want to call him.
But how was it? Did they pick up one guy and kicked him and
Weppas.
took another team,
I
or
think so.
Yeah, Weppas, we're not bringing on the show, but he knows the answers. You can all tweet at Weppas to find out the exact details at... What's your Twitter? Weppas _. You put an underscore in there. Pretty elite, dude. Pretty elite. Asus Autumn open qualifiers have been announced. This has been going on for ages. People are playing with the document. It's hard to click shit. It's on. Yeah. Oh my god!
Okay.
Attack him!
Can you move the camera?
No. Attack
Newman's
him.
face was
Oh wait,
priceless.
Newman's
The
actually
yes is
allergic to
here.
cats.
Here is the cat.
Owned, bitch. Good
He
job,
just
Victory.
threw it away.
He's gonna
break out
Oh,
by the end
and
of the
he
show.
feels the smell, trying to wash it off.
Victory cat.
He's gonna go home and burn his clothes.
Nah, yeah, that t-shirt, if you're allergic, man, you gotta burn it.
Fucked. I'm gonna have to buy a new one at teamdings.net.
Shameless plug.
So bad.
Oh god, I love Victory cat.
If you want another comeback, you'd be like, well, at least you
Good
can
job,
buy my
sweetheart.
shirt if you like my shirt. Can't buy good studio merch yet. Sadly.
Right, so,
Hello there, darling.
hello, how are you? Excellent job. You get lots of
That's a
food.
nice ass.
What?
Yeah. Bit of bum.
Hellspawn.
You gonna sit down? Yeah, you are. Of course you are. Right on my mouse. Okay, so yeah, you can bring up the. Wait a second. You can bring up the screen. This is the Asus Open 2012. There've been qualifiers for a long time for this, and as far as I know, it's pretty much like similar to what the Asus was, like the Asus Summer and Winters, where they used to run them at the same place as StarLadder, which is Cyber Arena Cafe, and they primarily did kind of Quake and CS, and now they're doing some Dota 2. Qualifiers have been going on for ages. When is it actually happening? This is just another qualifier, so we have games begin 24th for that one. I don't really know. But you can keep up to date with the official tournament page. You can go through Join Dota to get your news on that one. I'm not sure how big of a finish this is going to have, but the prize money is pretty okay. So on we go. And then Huset is expanding to Sweden and Norway. I don't know what this is. Huh? Oh, a Norwegian in-house league. Okay, so Denmark, Sweden, and Norway gather up for
Why is that
Huset
in
is
the
expanding.
Oh,
so it's an
how
in-house league.
exciting!
Yeah. Well, it's still news.
Probably will change the world we see of Dota.
Absolutely. And player changes in Dota 2. MTW announced their lineup to play with Cinderin. Involves Matrim, Tulex return to play with him. M5, Moscow 5 disbands, is also in the player changes. And then we got PGG and ICC Cup form a new Russian team.
Speaking of M5, did you ever get an update on the FBI thingy?
No, he didn't. Yeah, people remember there was an FBI investigation with one of the owners of M5 or something.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Doesn't seem to have affected the team at all, actually, though.
And Sing Sing leaves Zero. I think this team is a bit in limbo. I'm actually trying to help them, but basically they left Mouse Sports, maybe because they weren't happy, weren't getting exactly the support they wanted, and they're in limbo right now. They've got events to go to, and I'm trying to help them just get sorted out. And I think Sing Sing's just a little bit frustrated with wanting to train, and maybe his teammates not wanting to train as much as he does. But the problem is when you don't necessarily have an end goal, it's hard to just train. So I imagine actually Sing Sing maybe will end up rejoining if something more official happens with the team. But apparently a lot of people have taken interest to him, and next KZ was rumoured or something, but that's only a rumour. And tournament results, Na'Vi defeat Dignitas to become the world champions of Dota 2.
8 teams.
World champions of Dota 2. And we already mentioned there were some complaints about from Na'Vi about the tournament, but I didn't hear it from the horse's mouth, so I won't go into that so much. But Na'Vi are actually the world champions of Dota 2, not Invictus Gaming that won the international. Well done, Na'Vi.
Let's go ahead and talk about Starladder then.
Yeah.
Newman, seeing as how this is so close to your heart, you want to lead us
It's
in?
actually not close to my heart at all. It's like it's fun topic.
Yeah, it is actually.
There's
This is gonna be some discussion.
I guess it started with Meaty Makers posting about them not being paid what they're apparently owed. They were supposed to be receiving money,
$1,000 US.
$1,000 for travel, basically. But there's lots of other accusations in there as well, like saying that Na'Vi got a lot of preferential treatment.
Na'Vi and Join Dota
And
both.
join Dota. I mean,
But they're
join
staying-
Dota getting good. I mean, a good treatment isn't a big problem. I mean, Na'Vi being treated really well and the other teams being treated badly, that's a bigger problem because
Agreed.
that's among the teams.
And this was a statement, or
Yeah,
where
you
was
have
it?
it. You have
From
it in the
Meaty
document
Makers
right there. You can
and
bring it up.
from some anonymous ESL guy apparently.
ESL guy.
They also
Yeah.
had Wagamama from Purge.
Yeah, but he basically
From Pulse, pardon me, Pulse. who brought it
Wagamon
in.
basically just confirmed that they hadn't received any money, so it's not him.
Oh, that
Accused
they.
Bad living.
Yeah, also that they were
Bad
stuck in a
living.
hotel with exposed wiring in the walls
Oh, yeah,
and no
that's
lights
true.
in the bedrooms and shit like that.
But wait a minute.
It seems
Does
really
someone
bad.
from ESL give an anonymous expression about a Starladder event? That
It
sounds
says
like.
we also talked to someone who works for the ESL but preferred to remain anonymous. That's what they said.
And he has an opinion about a competitor. That sounds. It's just. I think that's kind of unserious to put it in.
Yeah, it's part of their post to basically, it's a big argument against Starladder. So
It's a big argument about it's favoritism. It's just pure favoritism between, giving Join Dota and Na'Vi, who apparently Na'Vi they also had 4-star hotels. Compared to the other teams that got nothing.
Living in rat holes.
Living in rat holes. They also, all the teams were supposed to receive $1,000 to aid travel, apparently, and November 2nd, I believe, was the cutoff date when that payment was supposed to happen. None of the teams got it. So basically, it's this MYM cat who's going and saying, okay, well, Starladder made a lot of promises, as well as Vilat, I believe, the commentator, and none of it was followed through on. And then there was just sheer favoritism to add, icing on the cake, icing on top.
But I mean, if you go to Kiev and you rent a shit hotel, then you're stupid because the best hotel is a cheap hotel. So I mean,
I ended up paying for my hotel twice in Kiev when I went to Starladder.
All right, and you.
I paid for it online, and I got confirmation it was paid for. I turned up at the desk, and then they were like, "You need to pay for your hotel," and I was like, "No, I paid for it online." And I was like, "Look,
It's 100
get the
euro.
manager, sort this out, because I want to know exactly." And they told me I hadn't paid for it, so I paid for it, and I ended up they said they couldn't take card. This was a really big hotel, right? It's huge, fancy, whatever. They couldn't take card, and I'm I'm going to need a fucking receipt, you know. So I pay, they get me a receipt, and I go back home, and I was charged online, and I had to pay cash, so they double charged me. I was like, yeah.
But still, like my experience
That's what they
from
split
Kiev
behind
is,
the counter, you know.
and from the cyber sports arena, it's not so bad and it's not so expensive, so it sounds stupid to me.
It's quite funny. I even had White Rock come into the hotel and try and talk to them.
not so
'Cause
much-
I knew it was dodgy, but I just couldn't be
It
bothered.
doesn't
was
so
like
much matter
300
about
euro or
the
something.
price of the price tag involved in this. It's more the fact that
favoritism.
organizations and representatives of organizations are making promises to teams that
Yeah,
are
that's
willing to
bad.
send their teams there, and that costs quite a bit of money to be shipping 5 players plus
Of
a manager
course.
around the world, and then they're not following up on it. It doesn't matter if it's $20 a hotel at the night. If you're promised something, you should actually
Yeah,
get it.
but were they promised hotels?
No.
They just
What
rented a bad.
No, I
They
think
just
they were-
booked a bad hotel, right?
No,
Money for travel expenses.
Yeah, but they booked a bad hotel. I mean, that's you can only blame yourself if,
yeah,
if
but
you book a bad
aren't they
hotel.
mentioning in the post that they were promised accommodation? Or
Some people are saying that's not properly researched and it's
Okay.
kind of bullshit, fluffy.
Yeah,
Some people
I-
are saying it maybe it wasn't properly
they
researched.
still
or
made your
whatever.
accusation
so NYM
from
is actually,
former
Yeah.
major teams. If it's,
So we're
it's
just
news.
kind of leave that in the air and see if there's anything that
Yeah.
comes from it. Otherwise, you guys can just be like, yeah, and then
Let's
we
see.
can move on.
Starladder started off really good, and it's going just worse and worse for them. I mean, obviously, Dota teams from around the world will not show up. They don't want to go there from the beginning, even though they qualify, like EG or Quantic.
Quantic,
and
yeah.
then
This isn't going to make
when
it
they
easier.
went there, they don't really like it. So, really bad done, especially treating different team different ways.
Yeah, if
Well,
it's true.
If it's true, yeah. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the Dota 2 segment. Are you guys happy?
Ecstatic.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, coolio.
Would you like Victory Cat back, Newman?
No.
For sure.
I wonder how strong the MTW team is, though, with Synderen. It's hard to judge, but I don't know if
Wait,
I
when's
got
the-
excited by the lineup.
When's their first performance? That's a good
Well,
point.
I think there was a lot of discussion about Synderen taking mid for himself, and people saying that he's
Still going maybe, yes.
yeah he's still going mid, and people are saying okay no he's better in a 5th role than a mid
No,
role.
I think the argument was that Loda did a tweet or a comment at Reddit and said that like he didn't want to play with Synderen, especially if it's going to be solo mid. And I think that Synderen commented on Talk Dota and said that I don't really need this. That was like attack against him, I think he felt. And he just said, yeah, I have played real bad, but I'm trying to work on it, and I'm still best at doing solo mid and not being a support or anything like that, because I'm even worse at that. So I think Synderen is working really hard with his own skills and getting back in shape, and because he was underperforming according to himself at the international. But it feels like the MTW team is going back to where they were before they brought in the French people. So I'm not really sure if this is a good or a bad call.
The team is strong, but they're not going to win Remake again, I don't think.
Okay.
The team is strong, but they're not going to win DreamHack according to Weppas. One thing I want to
Well,
ask
they are
Weppas
the
is how-
double reigning
well,
champions, though. So
like something completely apart. I want to ask actually because it was brought up quite a bit in the Dota 2 thread as well. That how common is it for your solo mid to actually be the play caller, the one who's actually making calling the plays on the team? Is that actually a fairly common thing, or is that usually more of a support role who's calling the shots?
It really depends on the teams, but I know that the supports have an easier time calling the shots because they have a better view of
Yeah.
the map. They
Puppy
can check
does
the
it for
minimap
Navi,
easier and stuff like
he's
that.
And
often
show
jungle.
I know that. I know Pycat did it though, but
He's
right,
their hard carry.
yeah. But now, like when you compare to new with like the new No Tide Hunter, Eternal Envy is the shot caller, even though Loda is like the biggest is the leader. But I know Eternal Envy is the in-game leader.
I mean, Loda normally plays solo mid, and he normally is strat caller.
No, he's playing hard carry now, but he's not the strat caller anymore. It's Eternal Envy. But I talked to
previously. He's
yeah,
done.
yeah, he was this the shot caller. But
So-
then for EG, I believe Malk is the shot caller in game. I know Fear's been starting to draft, but I still think Malk is actually calling the shots in game. So it's usually like 4th or 5th player that calls the shots, except if they have a really strong leader that's like, yeah. I know IG got Faith, I believe, calling in-game shot, and he's playing 4th or something like that. So
Well, it's like how, like your
Alright,
solo
thanks,
mid
Weppas.
is supposed to have one of the most demanding positions in the game. You want
No,
him to
don't
be
talk to him
dealing
anymore.
with that.
Seriously.
Why?
Just let
Is
him
it
get back.
because he's behind the bars? Are we
No,
not supposed to talk to
I'm
him?
bored of him. Thanks, Weppas. But MTW, you can see their performance in how they do in Join Dota Masters. MTW will be competing in that, and that is obviously tomorrow, and it starts at 7 p.m. CET. Okay, so you'll see MTW play tomorrow. Their first game is going to be against Empire, and that will be, so they'll be playing at 9:30, but you'll be able to see them tomorrow. So that's Cinder and his team, and we'll see how they do and
Free
how my
Weppas.
microphone stays.
One thing for sure, though, in Dota, the teams are starting to stabilize a lot. And for me,
What's going on?
yeah,
What are you guys laughing
funny pictures.
at? Funny pictures?
That's a good one.
Wait. Oh my god.
Yeah, but,
I'm not getting funny pictures here. Why
anyway, I think the Dota 2 is stabilizing. So.
what have they done to Victory Cat? Poor Victory Cat.
The thing is that
I
what
never
are you
did
doing
this.
to Victory Cat is the question.
30 people.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, like
If I was a cat, though, I mean,
like
we'd
Hellspawn
technically be
said,
together.
I mean, I think in our
If I was a
first
lion.
shows, we usually kind of wind at Dota for being a mess, but it's stabilizing. It's a good thing for Dota.
And it went through faster than I expected at least. I mean, most teams has made a new lineup and trying to stick with it at this point.
Yeah.
But we will see what's going on.
There's a couple of teams that are still, or players maybe that are still jumping around a bit, but I mean, it's good for the scene if people stick in their teams and organizations and try again if they lose in a tournament.
A really cool news item though about Dota that we haven't talked about is that actually Ake, the famous Swedish player, he actually won Nintendo SM, the Swedish Championship in Nintendo, this weekend at GameX,
Isn't
and
he
that
like-
was the third time actually he won it. So
Isn't he a motherfucking monster in Smash?
Ake is one of the best Nintendo. He is the best Nintendo player in Sweden.
So what do you play in
And-
Nintendo SM?
I think it's a mixture of different games.
Yeah, there are like 8 different games in finals.
8 different games, apparently.
That's cool.
8 different games, and he's the best Swedish Nintendo player.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
it was his third time he won it.
Oh,
Not in a row, but he
Okay.
won it in the past.
Okay,
And
so
I mean,
cool.
Ake, he's a great guy. He's nice to speak with. He's always like giving a good showing. He's always a cool guy to hang with, and still he dominates both in Dota and Nintendo. That's like that's really cool.
Yeah, okay, cool. So that's our Dota 2 done.
Now let's get to information and news that James is going to want to talk about. We got the Quake live. Oh no.
It's League of Legends. I thought you were trolling me then, but we can do League of Legends.
Legends in the room.
I know. Why do we have. Why? We talked about it already, didn't we?
Yeah, but anyway, League of Legends was at MLG Dallas. You saw they had good streaming numbers.
Despite
Starcraft.
showing very little of the games.
Despite showing very little games, they had
And
8
basically
people,
fucking over
8
all the
players.
European viewers.
They fucked over all the European viewers. Are you right there? Anything more you want to say that I'm going to repeat for just no reason?
No, go ahead.
Because I forgot you have a microphone. And yeah, so I heard about 190k viewing numbers. And
That's probably the same thing. It's probably just
oh wait,
a one-off event.
pretty sure Newman added this. Yeah, Mellaby's communicating from you through the document.
Newman and his dirty
And
right money.
DreamHack,
Dirty right money.
DreamHack
money,
LOL
yes.
tour.
Yeah.
What's the
I'll
DreamHack
be-
LOL?
Hellspawn, what's this
I'll
about?
be invoicing them soon.
Huh?
So apparently it's 50k prize pool, about 500 for first place. BYOC registration's open. So is it just a one-off LOL
No,
tournament for DreamHack winner?
Yeah, it's a DreamHack Winter tournament. It was released last week, but now the main tournament and the BioC open up, and also the first 2 teams got revealed or the 2 invited teams was revealed.
CLG and
CLG, the current
And
champions.
it's
and
not a
first-
LOL tour. Why is it put down as LOL tour? It's just a LOL
Meta B,
tournament at DreamHack.
That'd be
Yeah, yeah.
$50,000.
I don't know exactly what.
Now,
Tournament.
interestingly, that's probably your biggest prize purse, isn't it?
No, it's actually not. It's of course the grand finals of DreamHack
yeah.
Ace Open.
Yeah, but for a DreamHack only standing tournament just for winter that isn't a tour.
I think the Dream Han is bigger, also.
But who's paying
So
for the
your
DreamHon?
entire-
Who's paying for DreamHon prize money?
I mean, it's S2 Games organizing the World Tournament.
Yeah, they're paying the
DreamHon.
prize money, right?
Yeah.
That's their prize purse. Who's paying for the League of Legends prize money?
It's sponsored by XMG and SteelSeries, so they.
Oh,
ship
they're
it.
doing it.
Yeah.
So nothing to do with Riot then, the prize money.
Of course, we're working very closely with Riot.
No.
You have to do
the prize money, Newman. The prize money. Where's the prize money coming from? The 50 grand.
When you look into actually, at least how DreamHack is organizing it, we never look like one posts prize money. It's always a whole budget, because prize money is just one cost, and that's also the money goes into DreamHack, the money goes out to DreamHack. It doesn't affect the DreamHack esports part at all.
I'm just curious, Hellspawn, just help me out here, man. So is the DreamHack League of Legends tournament
Championship, yeah.
Yeah, is it fully supported just by XMG and SteelSeries? The cost of running it, the prize money, what comes in and out of DreamHack? Is it just their money?
Riot is doing a lot of things at DreamHack.
Right. So,
yes. So they, of course, they pay. Yeah, but they're doing it. It's not only the tournament that Riot is doing it.
Oh, so Riot are putting, and there's money coming in to this tournament from Riot as well, then.
Yes.
So they're supporting the tournament, basically, financially.
Of course, they're supporting the tournament.
Right. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Just it's quite a big prize purse and stuff, and for a sponsor to sponsor a tournament that much money, like SteelSeries and XMG, that's pretty big.
I think if it wasn't the MLG tournament also $50,000, and I think the upcoming ones are $50,000 at this time.
Yeah.
So Riot is trying to get it all in the same level for their. I think this is up and gonna be connected with season 3, but I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a standalone event. I'm not 100%.
Season 3 isn't going to be lots of different tournaments. Though it's going to be this. It might be one of these qualifying events.
Yeah.
Or amateur events.
In the past of DreamHack, I think the season 1 finals we had, and the last was with points for season 2.
Yeah.
But season 3
we had a summer event that was really good. One of the first showings of a big League of Legends tournament run by ESL at DreamHack.
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, that was really.
But I mean, the last summer League of Legends tournament was really filled. It was really hyped. So I mean, this year we know that DreamHack people do love League of Legends, but they also love Han and Dota 2. I mean, we're going really big with MOBA. I think we have about 1 million Swedish crowns in MOBA only for this year. So I mean, they are kind of similar.
MOBA and ARTS.
And
please,
please. I just want to say I use the term MOBA. Maybe I'm stupid or not, but that's the term that I like to use for all that kind of games.
I mean, they do love it, and it's just as much as you love dancing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that's League of Legends, but there is going to be a $50,000 tournament. SteelSeries XNG, Riot are involved at DreamHack. 18,500 first place. CLG EU and Curse EU have both been confirmed. So we'll see how that goes. And are you going to be the finals? Are they going to be in do you have the Winter Arena announced? Is it there?
Yeah, the Dream Arena Ultimate will be, but there will be no 5-on-5
games there.
Games there.
Okay, so you're looking at Quake, StarCraft 2.
It will be the final DreamHack Ace Open, but all the details except for that is not announced.
Okay, all right. So that's going to be end of November, guys. So look forward to that. Also, news for Quake Live as we're going to Quake Live. We can only really talk about DreamHack once again because they're the only people that have got something happening for it. So the Quake Live DreamHack Winter Tournament, if I'm correct, is sponsored by Kingston HyperX.
And Plantronics Gamescom.
And Playtronics. And Twitch. Has now got a much more complete player list. Some of the people that have recently been announced that are definitely worth mentioning is Rafa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Considered the world champion of Quake Live.
And he is the reigning champion.
Isn't Avec coming as well?
No, he's not the reigning champion of DreamHack. Oh, he won last...
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he won the summer event.
He won the summer. Yeah, but Cypher won
handed him that check.
Yeah, okay. So the reigning champion of DreamHack comes back, which is Rafa. We've got Avec in there as well. Clock is coming over from the US. You've got Evil Pavel, Matrox, Firebot, which we mentioned last time, and Kilson, Maddox, Draven, also new to the list. So there's only a few left to be announced. Have you got more invited players, or they're going through BYOC? What's happening with that?
No, there's no BYOC.
No.
So it all will be applied players that got spot in the tournament. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't sure if we would run a Quake Live tournament, especially as the scene has died off so hard the last couple of months. But for me, seeing all these players, for example, Avec, Rafa, Sparty, and all the rest, I mean, it's a good starting field. It's not so much weaker than it's been the last couple of years. So for me, it just shows that players do still love Quake Live, and I know that we have the audience. I watched a little part of Face It this Sunday. I don't know who won it. I know the Sparty went kind of long, but he didn't win it. But I mean, Quake Live is still kicking, and then it's fantastic esports. Yeah. So I'm just glad that we're gonna have a good tournament.
You got any word yet on Cypher joining? He's kind of like the odd man out here.
He's not announced to participate. I cannot say the status at this point. Okay. I think it might. He might focus on Shootmania at IPL, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
So there you have it then. So a couple more to be announced, and it's 70,000 SEK prize money, which is roughly $10,000. Player changes in Quake Live, none. Tournament results, something happened online somewhere. And then we got Bloodline Champions. No news in Bloodline Champions. Player changes, who knows? And tournament results. Star Ladder was won by a Russian team, which we mentioned last time. And I don't think I did ask the question: is Bloodline Champions going to be a DreamHack? I think it's confirmed that they won't be. So Bloodline Champions won't have a tournament.
Well, not what I know of, at least.
Not that you know of.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 weeks before the event. That's never
maybe
good.
someone set up one tournament.
I spoke to the devs and they were like, no, it's not this time around. No.
And I mean, that's the first time for a long period that BLC hasn't been at DreamHack. So
well, I mean, they've been at the past, 4 or 5 majors?
I can't scroll through the document.
So I mean, like DreamHack winner, DreamHack summer, DreamHack winner, DreamHack summer.
Yep.
Like, it's been a while now. It's a damn shame.
It's not a surprise, though, unfortunately.
No.
There we go. Alright, cool. We got other games and sections. I just almost missed that because of Mingles. Okay. Halo 4 first look at Dallas. Warriors win the first Halo 4 tournament with a great crowd, apparently, that was there.
I actually think the Halo tournament was a success at MLG Dallas as well. I mean, they did get a lot of teams. So
yeah.
I think MLG is happy about that. I mean, it's still their roots they're coming from. So
yeah.
And Halo 4 seems to be what Halo Reach should have been. So I mean, I think the people are liking Halo 4. I watched a little part of it, but I'm still not really hooked. But it seems to be much better at least.
I had one of the longest lines at ESWC. I mean, motherfucker was like 4 hours long. There was a sign posted halfway through, 2 hours at this point, and there was still people like lining up. It was actually quite crazy. So Halo 4 definitely seems to have a lot of hype going for it, at least.
Okay, so yeah, Halo 4, we'll see how that kind of pans out, but obviously you would have seen that in MLG first, and it's probably going to be a success for them because they've built a huge audience around Halo. The second piece of news games and various has been deleted.
There's a thing. Oh, never mind.
Did you delete it or did you cut it to put in the document? Oh, we did. Okay, you deleted it. Sorry. And then the third piece of news is Star Ladder announces Counter-Strike Go League, as opposed to something that moves up to. I'm assuming they have it at the finals if they're going to have a league for it. But it's $15,000 prize pool with $6,000 for the winners. 42%, getting closer.
Not quite there. Not close enough for you.
It's better than.
How's Counter-Strike Go really shaping up these days? I mean, what have you guys been hearing?
I've seen a couple of the numbers, online players, and it's not doing really well. But I don't think the online stream numbers have been that good for tournaments either.
How did you enjoy Very Games versus NIP ESWC? Didn't watch it.
I liked it to some part, but also the emotion really gave a bad experience to view it, to be honest. Like, it was lagging. I didn't get the sound to work because in Chrome it didn't work. You had Firefox and stuff like that. I'm not completely hooked like I was in 1.6. I think though we haven't seen anyone run a really proper CSGO tournament, and I hope that we at DreamHack can make the big change of CSGO. But
it's had a rough start, CSGO.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna need something to make it take off.
I mean, you've already got ninjas in pajamas. You've got that kind of dominating team coming into the scene already, so there's something to focus on there. I mean, they pulled 3 1.6ers out, which is something that a lot of people were saying wasn't very good or whatever. Apparently, there's a lot of controversy on that. What with Get Right and everybody, but you don't think that they're going in the right direction? What with all the dev support that they're getting as well? I think there were 3 devs at ESWC there to try and take notes and whatever, make it run smoothly.
They're going in the right direction in many regards. For example, now the observer system is working, so they could have X-ray,
that's excellent.
which I really liked, and I think that everything looks built into the spectator system, which all games almost have been lacking for a long time. So
it was very easy to watch.
And I think that they are updating the game at least once a week. So it's like always changes. So it's always turning better. Also, Valve, I mean, they supported at the ESWC. They made the game free over the weekend or something like that. Which I think is really neat.
I didn't know. I downloaded it.
And I mean, I think CS:GO is getting better and better, and like you said, it had a really rough start.
Yeah.
Although if you check the numbers, I think there is it's a graph in the bottom of the document. Maybe you should put it up. But I mean, the CS:GO numbers upon release went more or less to the same numbers of CS 1.6 and Source.
Yeah, and then they dropped.
And then it's dropped a lot. And if you compare it with Dota 2, for example, it's going really fast up now and growing a lot. So I mean, CS:GO has a lot of odds against it. Although, for example, the eSport S1, the Swedish Championship started, 2 weeks ago, something like that, 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. And I mean, that final everybody was praising it, saying this was like one super duper final, and people loved to see it. I mean, even like the production guys and people at DreamHack, follow eSports, said, I got hooked by this game because I played 1.6 10 years ago, and this game was really good to see this final. So I think it has a lot of potential.
I think one of the big questions, though, we have to ask in that, and I'll go back to a point that you made a little bit earlier, is how far can you see Counter-Strike going? Do you think it will be able to feature in something like an MLG, an Internet Extreme Masters, again, because they were big with the 1.6? Do you see it featuring in possibilities of like kind of DreamHack ISO Open? Because I think it's a long way away still. I think it's 9 months away before it will get that kind of reception, and it has to improve a lot. Not necessarily as a game, but just...
I mean, it's got quite a few teams. I mean, there was a lot of female teams there playing as well. The entire female scene seems very tight-knit, and the games from them were actually quite entertaining as well.
They usually just show up for the ESWC to get a free trip to Paris. I think it's going to depend a lot on the actual viewership. If a lot of these big tournaments pick it up. I mean, DreamHack is going to pick it up. No, it's like a no-brainer. But MLG, IPL...
But for winter, summer, etc., that's like the standalone events. But the thing is, I think we have to see what they go viewership. But Valve are doing it right, as you mentioned. And I'll go back to one of your points. Some of the stuff they've got in-game. And then also they even put in, when you logged into CSGO, we got this from MetaB, his account. You can actually see that they did an update on November the 6th, updating about the ESWC Grand Finals.
It's really cool.
The results, and just little things like this are good. Blizzard are doing it as well. They had MLG in their platform this weekend, but Blizzard are also they seem to be stepping forward a little bit quicker on the whole esport front. Despite Blizzard actually a long time ago added that esport button in their, not the game client, but
the community site.
The community site.
But it's developers competing amongst themselves. It's really good for esports.
I think Valve now took over the development over CSGO. It's not Hidden Path anymore.
Okay.
So you can even...
All right, I didn't know that actually. But I think...
Mingles is filling in my document.
I was about to say...
You can bring it up, Trans, because I'm not going to be able to do this show anymore. She's right... Just bring up the screen, you can see. She's writing right now. She's asleep on my keyboard, so I can't.
Faster!
What are you doing?
So CS:GO, ESWC, female.
UB United, UB United.
UB United takes down Team Alternate 2-1 in a 2-1 comeback.
They were champions last year, I believe.
Has always had a really good female team in CS. That's kind of cool. Team Alternate, they always have really good CS teams in the female. Category, which is nice. They've been supporting it since like day one, but I mean.
And for those who doesn't know, that's the team with SAS, the Swedish player, and together with
I mean they've had
some
different
others.
teams all the time, but they're
No, I
always
think they had more or less the same for the last 1 or 2 years.
They used to have 1 or 2 years. I'm thinking like 7, 8 years.
Yeah, they always had a good team. But of course, the Americans are winning it again. So that's cool. But
Congratulations
I think
to them.
still to keep it at CSGO, I think that what you said, James, that we need someone who brings a lot of tournaments for 1 year. For example, what CPL was before, but also what Inter-Extreme Masters has been for 1.6. I think that if CSGO needs ESL to pick it up big time. The American scene seems to be kind of strong with ESEA. I think they have about 3 or 4 teams that are very competitive, and Area 51 got top 3. And I know that the 2 American teams going to DreamHack are at least on the same level, if not better. Team Dynamic and who was it more?
I don't know, but I think we need a strong American scene as well as European scene for it to grow.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the most interesting thing in CS land is the fact that Fnatic is basically not touching it at all, and they seems like the only one that aren't. And also the SK situation, what they're going to do. Because they've been, I mean, SK and Fnatic have been the 2 top dogs in CS for like
Ages
5
now.
years,
Yeah.
6 years, and none of them have switched.
Do you think they're
SK lost their team, and Fnatic are still going to these random 1.6 events in like Korea and stuff that no one really hears anything about.
Yeah, but they
It's
do
interesting.
making the big change for the DreamHack tournament that has been communicated. I know this week that Navi said that they actually gonna pick up CSGO and have a big try with their good lineup. I thought actually that Navi wouldn't support Counter-Strike Go, and maybe the team wouldn't be around, but now they're actually making the big change. So I mean, CSGO is picking up, and now when the game, and especially the observer part, is getting better, I think it has a chance.
Yeah.
But it should have been from the beginning. Like, I'm really disappointed in the way that
It did feel like the game felt like a
nobody
beta.
knew that the game was released.
Yeah,
Like, it was not a big hype around, okay, here's CSGO, it's this state. Nobody knows, it's really out.
Yeah.
Weird.
All right.
Weird
And then, of course, in other news, we got Shootmania, ESWC, Colwyn beats Eclipsia.
Yeah, we talked about it.
So Colwyn is like Wins. Used to be Lincoln, but wasn't.
No, AKM.
And AKM, yeah.
I talked about it. He was
Yeah, I
the
know,
MVP
yeah.
of the tournament.
And then, and that's it really. And then this is the graph. If you want to look at my screen, you can see what, just to wrap up our CSGO and how the stuff's been going on Valve. You can see Dota 2 doing that, Counter-Strike doing that, and then 1.6, and then that's the free weekend. I
No.
guess.
The red is Counter-Strike 1.6, so it has
No,
been
this is
stable.
Counter-Strike Go, yeah.
And then you can see the CSGO
Goes
release is where it's... Let's see.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it picks up. It did. I remember watching it just after release. It was about here, and then. it's
Oh,
gone.
so
But this
actually,
is that the free weekend?
it's ESWC.
Yeah.
So
yes,
it's
that's
like-
it was free that weekend, so you can see it gets up to that CS. Level.
But what would have been interesting to see is that I think if you look over 3 to 4 years, Source has been more or less at the same pace as 1.6 and gone up and down different periods. But still, for me, it's strange that CSGO is not bigger. Because I think that Source and 1.6 has maybe had 200,000 concurrent over a day and so on before. And now they're down to about 50 and 40. And CSGO never even reached those numbers. Like, never really got big at all.
Yeah, I mean, for 1.6, there's lots of like Eastern European players that aren't gonna switch at all until they basically upgrade their systems.
True.
For CS:GO, I mean, a lot of them they don't have to switch because it's almost the same game, but with some upgrades. I mean,
But it's
graphics-wise,
also
casual
you're
players.
talking about big numbers. You're not really talking about the esports people are doing. You're talking about what
The casual
core players
players.
are doing.
Yeah, but you
And
need
lot
a
of people-
broad player base
Sorry,
to
guys.
build
Yeah,
something.
but
Nah.
it's like, with a game that's been around, and even if it's the same, people will just be like, okay, Battlefield, Black Ops, and then they go there, and then a lot of them will stay just because they like the graphics and they like the feel.
I think
and they like
MLG
being-
is
Stop screen.
MLG's
So-
made the right call. Halo 4, the future of the FPS, game.
Console.
it might be
Console, man, that's the way to go.
It's probably going to be really big, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So
Most likely already is.
Halo might be the biggest FPS esports game in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only to add to these graphs, though, is that this was played on Steam, And I think that a lot of people are not using Steam to actually play the games, especially 1.6 and Source. So the numbers are kind of...
How do you not use Steam?
hacks. Like, you know. And also, a very few games that you ever actually have to use Steam to play. It's only the Valve games, I think.
Yeah.
So it gives a bad measure of how big the games actually are.
Yep.
Same in, like, Dota 1 is in the cloud. You don't know how many play it.
All right. And then that really brings us to the end of all the news. I guess a little bit of drama if you want to hear it. DJ Wheat at MLG had to leave, unfortunately, due to a family emergency. And on his travels, you know, he made sure he made a Twitter to tell his fans. And then some people on Reddit were
less than responsive.
a little bit trolly. And DJ Wheat gets upset with him. But, yeah, that's...
Well, that I missed. Did you get upset with the trolls?
He said like, fuck you Reddit.
Fuck you Reddit or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some people on Reddit were just like really obviously trolling.
Yeah.
Like I some comments were deleted because by the time I got in there, like, yeah.
Well, I tell you, Trans, the future will be console and not PC. That's just how the...
That's where we're moving.
Yeah, and it's not bad.
I don't actually know exactly what happened with DJ Wee, guys. All I know is I think it was his wife, and he had to leave, and I don't think he even knew on his travel over. There was just an ER, so hopefully everything's okay with him. But yeah, he did have to leave MLG, unfortunately. But then at the same time, yeah, it's like...
Holy shit.
I don't understand how some people in the... I do criticize a little bit, but... When you're on camera and you're just being you, and people get upset with you, and then you respond, I just think that's like really kind of stupid. Like, I don't really care what people say about me because like some of the jokes are really funny, for starters, and they make me laugh. And then the people who don't like me, I just kind of like I don't really care they don't like me, and so I don't understand. Like even if people just say stupid shit, I just wouldn't respond to it. Unless it was really like mean, and then I'd be like, that was good.
Yeah, but if you start to care and actually take notice in that regard, like, you're screwed, you shouldn't be on the internet, to be honest. Like, life is harsh. Well, of course, it's so inappropriate to joke about something when someone in your family...
But that's the internet, man. It's like... I mean, don't treat... Like, when I play Dota 2, like, I get loads of abuse.
It was a bad call to react.
I don't treat it like... I just treat it like it's the internet. It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's like, sweet. But, I don't know. So, I'm just surprised that still some of the people at like the top of the industry really take what people say that seriously. Like, I watch some of my shows back just to make sure I don't sound like a twat. And then I gave up on that because I sounded like a dick. And then, but at the same time, it's like, I'll read some feedback on myself, just like, if I felt like, oh, okay. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't understand why some of them get really wound up. It's not, yeah. I think it's actually unprofessional to even, like, be able to be wound up by internet flame. And Total Biscuit was, like, worse for it, and DJ Wheat's kind of falling into that category recently, and I know it's a very sensitive subject, but at the same time, the ITG kind of show that he was on, it's just like.
But at the same time, it could just be like fuck you in that regard. I mean, he didn't start a big argument.
No, he didn't. He was just like fuck you. So
I mean, it could just be a statement that.
Still sitting there reading Reddit for comments about.
It could have been that people just tweeted him about it.
The thing is, he was traveling, and he had to have 3 hours of travel, so of course he's going to read stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, I don't know. I mean, the comments were obviously like, yeah, really fucking bad. I'm sure people like, I'm hearing even in chat that they wished like his son dead, which is, you know, retarded, but it's also retarded to give it a response in so many ways. I
mean, not to be like that, but just if you put your son into the crowd, you know, having on camera, having him stream, of course it's going to be... people are going to attack it at some point in some way. Because and if you are sensitive to it, you should never put your like wife and your kids and everything into that spectrum.
I mean, like, it's very true.
I mean, your kids are kind of safe from internet, right?
Yeah,
Games?
yeah, they are.
No, it's
They're
really hard.
contained right now.
They are not safe from me.
Oh my god! Semmler raping James kids.
He's not raping him. He eats him like the carrot.
Oh fuck!
That bitch. You guys can figure out what that means.
Sitting here waiting for the chat to go fucking wild.
I'm just watching.
Just walking into shit.
I love our chat, man. I love our chat. Good days in bed.
That was some strange fucking
And then sometimes when I watch shows back, I might be like, did that joke land? It's just an instance where Semmler's kind of did in an odd way. But what was I going to say? Can't really remember. Don't care. Got Mingles. Oh yeah, no. I was going to say when we did the Diablo 3 thing, and we had 2 girls here. The third one I was dating, and I was like, look, you probably shouldn't bother going on camera. And I was like, it's all fun and games, but I guarantee you that the 2 girls sat here, they'll find who they are, find their Facebooks, find everything out about them. And I was like, if you don't want that, just... And she was like, oh, I don't really care. But I was like, well, don't bother going on then. And then she stayed off camera, and Sarah, who sat here, was like, didn't want to tell her real name. So they obviously wanted to find it more. Of course. And everything about her. So it's just like, you either embrace it all, or you don't at all. So yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. We can finish on that.
Semmler fan.
Internet is fun, and it is what it is.
Semmler fan,
So.
yeah.
What?
We're good. And Firefall, a little bit of news about that, I guess. Firefall did Firefall Fest on Twitch TV. Developers sounded like they were clued up on things that they wanted to do, but of course what actually comes out with the game we'll have to follow a little bit closely. So we'll find out there.
Was that really 1 week? It wasn't that longer ago?
No, I think it was. It probably was, but I didn't talk about it, and you weren't here. But yeah, Firefall Fest. Did you watch it at all?
I watched part of it, but I didn't really get it.
Well, they're isolating a competitive kind of place in terms of game mode, and I watched some people play, and it didn't look to me like it was going to really fly with the esport community. But at the same time, it's like one of the guys that's on it was ex-Blizzard, so maybe as an MMO and maybe for fun it will be good. But they have done some pretty cool stuff with Spectator, like the instant replays and etc. So they are, when they talk the game, as in the developers, they do seem like pretty clued up, and they spoke some interesting points, like. For example, like they talked about how Fresh used to rocket jump, and it was the first time they saw it, and they thought that FPS games shouldn't be so this, and that's something that I also agree with. So, but the execution of what the game will come out to be, I will be very surprised if it would fly in esports at all. What do you think, Victory Cat? Do you like the game? No. Do you like Reborn? Yeah.
Holy shit, that's
Reborn is awesome.
Well, that's old.
Yeah. So we're done. We're done. Yeah. Anything anybody wants to say before we shoot off? Any regrets on your statements or what you wore today, Newman?
Death to Victory Cats.
You never kill
This
Victory
guy.
Cat.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
Something in the water?
No, probably.
Hellspawn, thanks for coming back. We haven't seen you for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was fun to be back. Like,
You
always
do
sucks
enjoy
to cancel because you have a lot of work to do, but it's busy times, and I think that next year is gonna be chaotic. That's just my take on it all, and a lot of things will happen for sure.
Yep.
It's been an interesting year.
As always.
All right, then. So, Sam?
I'm just going to close on highlight of my weekend. Stefano kissed my shoes.
Oof.
There you go.
All right.
But do we have any coming up tournaments? Like what's happening in the upcoming week? Do we have anything? Except of the Lone
Star Clash. And then we also have the joint Dota Master Cup tomorrow for some Dota 2 action.
But it feels like everybody is preparing to see what the WCS Grand Finals will be, or what's it called? The Battle.net.
I actually think no one is preparing for that. I think most people actually forgot about WCS.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Well, didn't they release a crazy prize pool for World of Warcraft?
Wait, let me.
I think so.
I
So when
made
Warcraft PvP is back, I like it. My warrior is kicking ass at this point.
At this point, you have
Doing
like
good?
Chinese slave laborers running around now.
No, I'm
Mind gold.
legit. I never cheat in games. Never done.
Never
will.
sheet.
No.
Yeah, right.
Them sheets.
I made a news thread on the Reddit where it was like some events coming up.
Warrior OP. Yeah.
Wow, people actually
I'm
post
OP.
on our Reddit, man.
I don't think there's that much coming on actually. It's
What are you looking for?
almost like
I was looking for
weeks off.
the thread that had all the events that I put in.
No, I will not play Warcraft. I think I missed DayZ. It's an awesome game still. That I can plug. If you like
yeah.
DayZ, you should check out the Rocket Hunger Games at DreamHack Winter. It's gonna be really cool to actually see like competition in DayZ. Gonna kick ass.
Oh, is Mold Boy all about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Does he
it's,
still
it's
play
really
Daisy?
cool. Yeah, I mean it's a great game.
You still play Daisy?
Worse than. What's that?
Warcraft is like a standalone
Wait.
rip-off of
Wait.
DayZ.
I just realised, coming into the thread I made, that the WCG Grand Finals was on at the same time as the SWC.
Which one?
That
Wasn't it?
What?
Oh no, that's 29th of November going into December.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have that down. I was like, what the fuck, we just missed the WCG Grand Finals. Yeah, everything's now pretty much at the end of November in terms of big events. DreamHack Winter, 22nd, Internet Extreme Masters, 22nd, IPL, 29th, and then WCG, 29th. And then I didn't actually put in WCS, but what's the date for it?
It's 15th, 17th, right?
No, 17th, 15th.
So
17th,
that's
18th.
actually the next big event.
Yeah,
we're gonna
next
watch.
weekend.
Yeah,
So
17th,
you've
18th.
got WCS and otherwise, and then within, yeah.
And
then-
actually about WCG, I checked some of the qualifiers and read a lot about it. Doesn't seem to go that bad for WCG, even though their logo is more stupid, retarded than ever.
It
But
looks like it was drawn by a 4-year-old.
I watched the Chinese Dota 2 qualifier some days ago. It was kind of okay, to be honest. And also the StarCraft 2 looked really good.
It's a bit like ESWC. It looks kind of good on the surface, but it's usually shit.
Yeah, but Neo
She's so
TV is
happy.
always great.
She's just
I like rubbed her chin and then she like moved her head back. And then,
She, like-
and then the head just went back and like she falls asleep and then her mouth opens. It's like, alright. Her mouth is open. It's like, Victory Cat. Sorry, you're the best thing on the show for me because I don't really give a fuck about esports. I'm just here for the money. And the
You too?
bitches. Should we finish up now?
Yeah.
Good night. That was
Yeah.
like Trance. You missed it. That was the cutoff point. Huh? I have a glittery pick. The fuck?
Alright, so we done? Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. Thanks for watching, guys, and
Gary
thanks for
Glitter.
Acer supporting the show. We'll be back next Tuesday. Hellspawn, are you going to be here?
I would say 50-50. It's next week is the last week before going to DreamHack, and to prepare everything, it's like crazy
so
weeks.
lazy.
Yeah, really lazy.
And
you know, Greycan said in an honest way that after this I should go back to the office and I can wake him up so we can have a meeting at 3 to start off the day.
yeah.
And that's more close to the truth than anything else. I think DreamHack Winter is gonna be fucking awesome for us.
Okay, right.
so.
We'll leave it on that. If you want to watch something directly now, if you're interested in Dota 2, obviously Talk Dota is going on own3d.tv. And yeah, we'll be back next week on Tuesday with this show, and then we'll see what we can do for you guys during the week.
Oh, God.
Go on.
No, I actually have something constructive to add. Go and like the StarTale team fan page. Know that they have a giveaway going on right now to celebrate life winning. And also, I think they reached 4,000 likes or something like that. So they're giving away a signed T-shirt as well as some other swag. So go and check it out if you want to support the
How
team.
many drinks did you get from James Banks for that plug?
Hey, no, just, I'm doing my thing.
Master!